Today we are going to continue speaking about the data and how to make use of the data using our intention to make use of the data to make the big difference. The difference coming from our intention to make use of the data. What does this mean and what is the relation between this and data? Previously we had spoken about when we collect data that it is used to make informative decision, but that's very broad. We need to go deeper and to understand a little bit more how we can make good use of our the information we collect, because we collect information and then our intention converts it to data. So how intentions convert information to data, that's what we are going to see today. So I hope you had prepared your cups of coffee and you are joining us. So definitions of data is that it's some factual information used as basis for reasoning, discussion, and or calculation. So data, it's information that will be used for discussion, calculation, or so on. But what is information? Informations are some facts. You can see it here, the definition of information. It's some facts about the situation, person, or event. So in the field, when we collect some checklists, when we collect some inspections, when we collect some information about a failure or something like that, so we collect information. When we intend to analyze it, it's data. So data is some information collected and then we start analyzing them. So when we start analyzing them, it is data. So it's data analysis, not information analysis. Okay, so we are going to use information and data through our talk today interchangeably, but it depends on your intention, what you are going to do with the information you collect from the field. So why intentions? We need to put some intentions behind collecting the data, because intentions makes everything come true or come to life or come physical or come to reach what you want. Because when you put an intention of something, then you visualize the end result. So while you are moving on this path, on this track, you put some intention. So because you have a target at the end to move to it. That's why when you are collecting some information to make use of it, then you are putting some intention, so you know what you will do with this information, so you will use it. Otherwise you will not use this information, just it will be in the records. And that's one of the deviations from our original intentions. It was a very good example I'm going to tell you. I heard it from the SMRP, one of the webinars of SMRP, which I'm honored to be a member of the SMRP. So, because when we put an intention in the beginning, we need to make sure that we are consistent with our intention and we refresh our intention to keep it in mind what we are going to do with the data. So the example was of a big firm that was having a very robust enterprise asset management, and it was very good and running and so on, and the data are collected, automatically it enters in the system, orders are generated, work orders, and it's coming to the backlog. And after some time, they found that the jobs are not executed and they need to send to the maintenance team some emails with every item added or every job added to the backlog, so they can do it, because after some time the intentions had changed. Now the people are collecting the data just to put them in the system, not to make use of the results that come out of the system that you need to do this job or take care of this and that. So we keep in mind that our intentions even shift with time. So instead of making use of the data, after some time we'll be only collecting the data to fulfill the system, not to make use of the results of the data. Examples of some useful intentions we can make it about the data. So we can use our information and convert it into data to make the maintenance of our equipment perfect, so make it satisfactory, to minimize the maintenance cost, to identify high risks, to provide indications, and to find chances of improvement. And that's what we are going, these 5 items, we are going to speak about them today. So to maintain the equipment operation satisfactory, the satisfactory word, maybe it seems very wide or not specified, but that's because it depends on your definition of satisfactory. We had spoken about some parameters in our one of our chats about the overall equipment efficiency and how to measure if our maintenance is satisfactory that the equipment is operating in a satisfactory performance. And that's the definition of reliability. That we are not coming up with this definition. So reliability means that your equipment operation should be satisfactory to the operators. Okay, and we are speaking a lot of these parameters in our trainings of secrets of mental building maintenance program. You can find it on Udemy, and the links in the description of the video. So the results of the maintenance is important, yes, but we need to think of something more than the result of the maintenance. That's very important item, and we need to add it here while we are speaking about to make the maintenance satisfactory, or to make the equipment operation satisfactory based on the maintenance. That's a very important mental or visual or imaginary. That's, we need to make the word maintenance associated with collaboration, with helpful, with effective, with professional. If you managed to couple the word maintenance with professionality and with helpful and with cooperation and so on, you are making what they like to say brand marketing for your maintenance. So any business unit, maintenance and other business units, have one prime customer, which is the profitability or the return on the investment. Second customer for the maintenance is the operations. Third customer maybe the stores, the purchase, and so on. But all the business units of the business or of the organization need to serve the profitability of the organization. So attitude branding, that's we need to speak about to make the perception of the maintenance in all the business units as helpful, cooperative, as professional team. And when you manage to make this image of the maintenance, and we are speaking also lengthily about this in our building maintenance programs in Arabic and English about this, you need with your results, you need with the efforts done, you need with what the people see, you need with the attitude they see from the maintenance team, they change the maintenance perception. When they change the maintenance perception, the cooperation on the shop floor is higher. When the cooperation and the belief in each other is higher at the shop floor, we can shift some performances. So instead of the perception of the maintenance as unavoidable cost, you can think of the maintenance as an added value. You can put some benchmarks, you can put some indicators to measure them and to see how satisfactory is the maintenance and how it is added value to the organization. So when you speak about the maintenance or relate to the maintenance, we speak about the maintenance. It's as a result of the maintenance or absence of the maintenance, we have unstable operation or we have smooth operation. When we speak about the maintenance, we speak about long unscheduled delays or planned and effective intervention. We can measure all of this through some indices: mean time to repair, mean time between failure, percentage of maintenance work relative to the overall. Our team they are known as firefighters or maintenance professionals. So we can know this, you're calculating the preventive maintenance or predictive maintenance or whatever scheduled maintenance type you choose, percentage relative to the overall maintenance, including the failure and failure repair. Okay. So after collecting these indications or indices, we need to check our trends and follow them up. So that's also an intention. You don't put indices to satisfy the organization that I'm having some measurements and so on. No, you need to follow them up and get some data usage out of the data collected. So you collect information, you put them inside the matrix, you get results, you do trends, and then you make some data analysis to know that you are going up with your performance or you are going down with your performance, and then you can take a decision. So you manage to transform the information into data that you analyze, and then you take action based on your analysis. Like this, maintenance is professional. So second item we had spoken about to put as an intention is to minimize the maintenance cost. To minimize the maintenance cost, it's simply we need to focus on which items in the maintenance that will lead us to minimize the maintenance cost. So to know that we put our effort and our cost of the maintenance in the correct items, we can generate something simple like the chart of some of our equipment and its major failures and its total failures and so on. And when we have a chart something like this, actually it will be easy for us to point out who is the major player in making the failures or the downtimes or the cost or the effort of the man hours and so on. It depends on how the information you will collect, how you will put it in a diagram to analyze it. So you will put it with over time from each team, you will put it with failure time, you will put it with cost, you will put it with spare parts used, and you will find that 20% of the causes is consuming 80% of your budget, regardless it's cost or time or whatever. And when you find what is consuming 80% of your budget of time or manpower or cost or whatever, then you will be able to focus on them, to improve them, update them, and then you will be able to reduce them. Another point we had spoken about or in the titles above, that's to identify high risk equipment. It depends on your identification of the risk. So when you identify the meaning of the risk, then you will collect the information that support this meaning of the risk. So if the risk for you that some cascaded failures will happen, so that's high risk, so you will collect information about the cascaded failures that happens. If you have some incidences or some injuries or something like that, so you will collect it from the safety point of view. If some risky equipment like overhead cranes and slinging wires and so on, so you collect information and analyze it based on this to identify the high risk equipment. If violating the environment due to dust emissions and weight or waste or something like that, you will collect information and analyze it based on this. So it depends on your definition of the risk, visualization of the risk. You will collect some data and then you will analyze it, and then you will come with a result that either you need to improve something, you need to maintain, and believe me, you need to make this consistently every now and then to refresh your mind with your intentions, why you are doing this, why you are collecting the information, and why you are analyzing it. The third thing that we need to when you collect it, it provides you some indicators that will help you on all what we had said. So you make use of the information by generating the matrices or the indices that will help you to understand the direction of the maintenance. It's improving or it is going down. And then after doing all the above, you can find chances for improvement. So you had touched the hot points, you had the troubling points, the most consuming items, and so on. Then when you got a repeated failure, even a small one for repairing or something like that, you'll be able to detect it's wrong storage, wrong lubrication, wrong installation, and then you will find, for example, that you need to improve your team or upgrade your team with some sort of maintenance and so on. So I hope that you had seen some insights of maintenance, so or of the data collection information and transferring it into data. So if some of this data had touched you and that you need more discussions and you need more help and support and so on, so you can reach us on Survivor, or you can send us a comment directly on our website. You will find all the links in the description of the video, or you can join one of our trainings to boost your maintenance. See you in the coming videos. I hope you had enjoyed your coffee and you had enjoyed our talk.